Welcome, everybody. We're finally getting some warmer weather here in Sarasota. We hope that you endured the cold blast last week and everybody's safe. And we'd like to open it now for question and answers. Who would like to start? Any question? How many of you are aware that you're using Bluetooth in some way? Just wave your hand. Okay, several of you haven't waved your hands, or you're on maybe a picture instead of action, and that's okay. And does anybody have problems using Bluetooth? We had a little discussion already, but somebody else contribute? You have to unmute yourself.
Well, there's some issues with Bluetooth. There's so many different versions of it. I think Steve, I think you had mentioned at one of the meetings that I think 5.4 is the latest version. Is that correct?
No, I actually found out there is a 6.0 now that just came out.
Okay. And so,
But it's effectively useless. There's nothing else that will use it.
You've got to, but sometimes you'll have a device that is 5.0 and you've got a 5.2. There might not be a good match, and the other way around as well. So knowing what your version is with your computer and whatever device you're trying to connect with is important.
The higher numbers always accept the lower. If you have 5.2 works, 6 works. But if your device is higher, it may not work on a lower version of Bluetooth.
Yeah, well, you can run a 4.3 or a 5.3, whatever, sending it to a receiver. But then if it's the other way around and you're sending it up instead of down or down instead of up, it'll work one way and it'll drop down the other way. But the problem is that when you go into Amazon, they completely mix the whole lot up. So you have absolutely no idea what the heck it is they're actually selling. It took me the longest time to find. I had to call their customer support, and they didn't know which one it actually was, because there's several different versions, and one of them they called 5.3, and it actually was 5.0, not 0.3.
Does anybody have issues with Bluetooth not working when it has worked before? For example, I have the camera built into my laptop, which is closed all the time. And then I have another camera that is a USB connected. And then I have the keyboard is Bluetooth. And there's a keyboard built into my laptop. So it's not uncommon for me to have my keyboard not working, and I have to go to the settings, and the computer is connected and thinks it's only using the keyboard in my laptop, and it somehow dropped my Bluetooth connection with my wireless keyboard, and I have to reconnect it. And it finds it automatically, and it's okay, but I was wondering if anybody else had problems similar to that.
Yeah, I did. I had problems with hard drives. I found out if I had more than 5 USB hard drives, Bluetooth didn't work. And it's because Bluetooth and USB both use the same frequency. Apparently 2.4 gigahertz or kilohertz or whatever it is they use is a non-proprietary frequency. And for some idiotic reason, both Bluetooth and USB both use the same damn frequency. So if you have too many things on USB and Bluetooth, you almost eventually you'll end up with some collisions on them. And that's what happened on mine.
Well, one of my problems was when I went to try to reconnect the device with Bluetooth, the device names that it gives me, I didn't recognize. They use a name. I had the device for so long, I don't know the company or don't remember the company I bought the device from. And it uses a code. And if I have multiple devices to connect with Bluetooth, I don't know which one to pick. I just have to try them until the one I pick finally works.
Brenda has her hand up.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Brenda.
okay, yeah, I kind of have a different problem. I've been with the Xfinity for about 8 or 9 years and, kind of been hesitant to get off of cable, but they have almost forced me off because they called and, well, I called them about something else and they say, hey, we got this wonderful deal. And so the short end of it is that I have an X1 box with a DVR and then a remote cable box. And one of them is on a smart TV, the X1, and the other one is it's not a smart TV, so it doesn't have all of the HDMI and cables like that. Well, they offered me this deal and they said that, oh, and by the way, you'll keep both of your boxes. And I made sure that I said it again. I will be able to keep both of, sure. A couple of days later, I, don't watch it. Went in there, turn it on. At Big Air, please call Xfinity. Call Xfinity. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, you don't have that anymore. In order to get it back, it'll be $14 a month. So, and I said, no, you told me that I would not lose this. Well, short end of it is that they're not going to turn it back on without charging me that. So is there any videos in you guys past that talk about getting off of cable?
I haven't had cable in several years. I use strictly streaming.
Okay. So I guess I kind of need the ABCs of going to strictly streaming.
I recently cut the cord
Okay.
about 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It is an adjustment for sure. And I had to agree to certain sacrifices. Maybe not all the conveniences that I had with Xfinity.
Uh-huh.
But when you offset that by how much less I'm paying every month right now,
Yeah.
adjust. There's a period of an adjustment, but after that, we're just dealing with it and not having any major issues.
So when you got off of it, what you got, you're strictly streaming. Are you using a Roku? Are you using?
No, we actually went out and bought a direct TV, which has its own little box and its own remote. And
Okay.
when you do have to have an internet connection, there's no doubt about that.
Right.
You have to have Xfinity or some other service. We switched. We went to Frontier, and so far, no real complaints.
I use Xfinity for my internet service provider, which is $55 a month. And then I have YouTube TV as my streaming service. And I have no boxes, don't need boxes. I have a smart TV. That's what its job is.
Got it. Okay.
Now, if you want YouTube and also want YouTube TV, then get a little dongle and plug it in the back of your TV. And then you also have full access to everything on YouTube. And most people don't know YouTube TV, they have about 400 channels. That doesn't need a subscription. YouTube TV is free. Yes, you have ads.
You're
Unless-
saying YouTube TV is free. YouTube is free.
So is YouTube TV. Two
Oh,
separate
okay.
things. Okay. Now, if you're paying for YouTube to not have ads, you also won't have any ads on YouTube TV.
Okay.
And then there is, I'm sorry, there's Google TV and there's YouTube TV. YouTube TV is a subscription you pay for. That's the same as DirecTV or Dish. And then you have Google TV, which is free, has lots and lots of channels. Usually, if you like the old stuff, you'd be very happy with Google TV. My wife would be lost if we didn't have it because she likes watching the young lady who's a mystery writer. and you can't get her anywhere else.
So all of these are,
Agatha Christie.
yeah. So all of these are apps then. YouTube TV, yeah, Google TV. Okay.
YouTube TV is a subscription service, just like DirecTV or
Okay.
And
any
YouTube
of the others.
TV costs $83 a month, so that's about the same as cable, right? I mean, just for that one.
Well, it depends. I was paying $100 and some odd with DirecTV, and paying $87 with YouTube TV. So
Okay.
now YouTube TV, just like all the others, they do go up every year.
My son had a family plan and he put me on his YouTube TV subscription, so I didn't have to pay and really enjoyed it. They had a lot of content that I enjoyed, but I'm not going to pay. He canceled the family subscription and I'm not going to pay for it. So I find plenty on YouTube and other.
Yep.
And one last question, Norbert, who was that said they are using Xfinity but for internet only? How much that's you? How much is the rate? 300 megabits? What is it?
No, I'm getting a little over 400 down and 40 up.
Okay.
More than enough for what I do, and I do a lot of stuff.
Now with Frontier, I'm getting 2 gigabytes in each direction.
It looks like I'll still be cutting it like that.
Wow.
Which is nice, but most people, you don't need it in order to stream.
And
What I have is
fiber,
still way
right?
more than what you need to
Frontier
stream.
is the same as Verizon.
But it was only $69. I didn't think that was outrageous, considering my Xfinity bill was close to $300 a month.
Ouch.
I pay $55 for Xfinity.
It seems that in my experience, if you cut the cable, I don't know if anybody who's said, I cut the cable, but I had to go back to cable. I had to renew my cable. I think once you cut it and you adjust, I think you'll probably be just fine. But what happens is you pay for your internet, and then you have to pay for any subscriptions or apps. They may have a monthly fee. There's some that are many are free. You don't have to pay. But some, if you want the latest, more trendy stuff or sports or something like that, we do pay for Hulu because there's a lot of sports on it. And anybody have any negative experiences with using just the internet for entertainment purposes and television programs?
Oh, there's so many free services out there that you may not get every program you want, but you certainly can find enough to keep you entertained at any time. I gave up YouTube TV because the biggest reason I had it was for local TV stations out of Tampa and Sarasota. But I just decided, I don't watch them a whole bunch anyway. And for 80 some odd dollars a month, I don't need those channels.
A couple little tips that may help is if you're interested in a sports game that has happened, I always find it's a lot more fun for me to start looking on the free services after the game is over. And you get the summary and you get all the big plays without any commercials. Or if there is a commercial, you can fast forward through it.
YouTube itself has all the sports if you're willing to wait an hour after its match.
Yeah.
If you got to have it right now when it's happening, well, then you have to pay for it. If it's not that important, you can wait an hour. It'll be on YouTube.
Dave's got his hand up.
Yeah, there's a great website called Suppose, SUPPOSE.TV. You go into that site, they ask you where you are. Then they list all the channels that you may want, including apps. And from that, they give you 4 or 5 recommendations of what applications, Hulu or YouTube, would meet your needs. Not all of them will have every channel you ask for, so you have to do a compromise. YouTube may not have this channel, like my wife wants a weather channel. That's a guaranteed must for her. So I prioritize that. So go to the site called suppose.tv, and that will help you choose what streaming services you want.
Could you
Can
put
you
that
put-
in
can
the
you put that
chat,
website-
David,
yeah.
please, so we could see it
Suppose.
spelled out?
Yeah, suppose SUPPOSE.TV. If you want to bring it up for sharing, you probably could see it easily how easy it is to do.
Thanks,
Okay.
Dave. That's great.
Thank you. Good advice.
And another thing was suppose you can prioritize which ones you want more important, and it'll give you combinations of different services you might get to get the various ones that you want, and it'll give you the pricing as well.
Let me make a statement to see if it's true. If you want to record a television program that is aired on regular TV or cable, if you want to record that, that isn't a free service with any app, right? You do have to pay if you want to be able to record a show.
Not necessarily. With the streaming apps, you have a DVR capability built in, and you can store those programs for maybe a year, or they give you like 100 hours you can store for a year. And you can, as you delete it, you can play back. Some of them also has the ability to fast forward through the commercials. So you have to determine, also with Suppose TV, you also have to ask the question, how many simultaneously TVs will be in operations? So you say 1 or 2 or 3, and that may affect the price a little bit too. So if your wife will want to watch TV in the bedroom, you want to watch TV in the front room, and you both are watching different streaming, different shows, you might have to say, I have 2 active TVs. But Suppose TV will help you do all that configuration.
I know YouTube TV allows 3 simultaneous TVs. Now, whether you use all 3 of them yourself, or you say, hey, daughter, want one of them? Because I could use 3 at the same time. I have one of my kids who's actually using my YouTube, YouTube TV. She's not paying for it. I am. I was hoping she'd say, hey, Pop, I'll share your cost. That never happened.
Drew's hand is up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. The part that I had a challenge with going from cable TV to streaming is when you have a DVR. I've been a long time TiVo customer, and I still have those TiVo boxes, even though they don't make them anymore. Is the ability to have, let's say, 2 TV shows, the news on one channel and a sports show on another. The ability to buffer one for 30 minutes while you're watching the other so that you can go back to the first one and fast forward through the commercials. Once you ditch your cable box and you go to YouTube TV or any other streaming service, I haven't found a way, other than getting multiple pieces of hardware, to, on YouTube TV, say I want to watch, channel 4 and then flip over to channel 5, but still keep 4, on pause. Can you do that with YouTube TV?
I don't know, because I don't use DVR, period. I either watch it or it's off.
Yeah. See, I like to watch the news, but I don't like to watch the commercials on the news. So I buffered it for half an hour while I watch something else.
Yeah,
And you can't do that on streaming.
YouTube TV has built-in DVR, and I think you get, I think almost all of the programs you can record.
Yep.
Yeah, but you'd have to actually set it up to record show A and show B, and then you'd have to flip back and forth between the recordings. And it's, I find it easier to just have a regular old-fashioned box with a remote where you can go from tuner 1 to tuner 2 to tuner 3 to tuner 4. I'm grandfathered in on their service, so I don't pay a monthly fee for them. I just have multiple tuners that I can flip between. And I have one TV that has YouTube TV on it of sorts, And what I found that I did was I just bought an additional Google TV device that I hung off of HDMI 2. And so I can have CNN on one Google streaming device and a sports packet TV, show on on the TV itself. And then I just flip back and forth between HDMI 1 and 2. That's how I solved the problem.
Or we could just get up and do something more interesting than watch TV.
You've got a couple hands up, Jim, but we're getting close to the time, so let's get through those. Elva's hand is up.
Yeah, just quickly, Huey, I didn't understand why you don't just use antenna TV to get your local stations.
One of my neighbors moved and I got her antenna and I have it up. And so now I do get the local stations.
Okay. That's what
on that, I think I get 117 channels.
yeah, exactly. And it's all free over the air.
Yep.
Yeah, I tried a channel, antenna, and it doesn't work. I'm too far away and I need a bigger antenna and the homeowners association doesn't allow it.
Ah,
And one other question, you have Philip Andrews. Philip, did you have your hand up?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to make one quick comment on the YouTube TV discussion. They have implemented now, and I stumbled over it the other night. I'm not sure how I did it, but you can now get 4 different channels. In like each quarter of your TV screen will have a different channel on it. So you can watch multiple ball games or watch a news channel and something else. But again, I don't know how I did it, but I remember they made the announcement that they were going to do that, and apparently they have implemented it.
I believe it's only certain channels that you can do that with.
Yeah, it could be, because like I said, I stumbled over it. I didn't know how even I'd gotten it.
But before we end, I would like to suggest I have T-Mobile as my cell phone provider, and they offer several things, including trying to think Netflix for free, because I have my phone through them. I also get because I got a Walmart Plus account, I get Paramount Plus for free. So you might want to check some of these things that you pay for. They may have some spiffs for you that'll save you some money.
and Huey,
Okay.
quick last comment. If you're paying for YouTube Premium, so you don't get ads, if you use the Brave browser, you don't have to pay YouTube. You won't get any ads on YouTube if you use the Brave browser, which is free.
For how
Thumbs
long?
up.
Or DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, but for how long? Believe me that YouTube is already working on killing it.
Okay, Jim.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I'm going to turn it back over to Huey. Had a message on my screen that my internet connection was unstable. And so let me turn it back to Huey to start the regular meeting. Thank you all for your helpful advice. Appreciate it.